What has the reaction of Iranians here been to the death of the Ayatollah and the US attacks?
Joy, disbelief that it finally happened, but mainly joy, and they're ecstatic. We were on the streets yesterday in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane here, just celebrating the death of the dictator, the Hitler of our time, basically. And this is not just in Australia, around the world, including in Iran. People are chanting and celebrating. They even went to the sadness of this is that those who lost their lives for freedom of Iran are not here to see this moment. But what people did was to go to the houses of those who lost their family members during the protests a month ago and celebrated in front of their houses joyfully. So it has been the same in Australia. We went to the streets and danced and just popped open champagnes and enjoyed this moment. But we're also careful that this is not the end of it. This is just the beginning.
What do you say then to the anti-Israel, anti-American protesters here and the Greens and all that, saying this is terrible, the war should stop, it's ridiculous, it's an illegal war, it's terrible?
Yes. As you've seen, we have American and Israeli flags in most of our protests to not just appreciate what the leaders of the countries are doing, what President Donald Trump is doing, because we know he's risking a lot doing this, but he is also, this will be his legacy. People will thank him for this in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time. But here's the message from Iranians to the Green, the woke, the left, the Democrats, that we needed this. This is a humanitarian aid. This is a rescue mission for Iranians who've been in war with the regime for 47 years. So Iranians asked for this. We would just love them to spare us from their anti-war movements and anti-war rhetoric. This is not a war on Iran or Iranians. If it is a war, it is a war with a dictatorship, with a murderous regime that has taken 92 million Iranians hostage and also has terrorized the region and also other countries, including Australia. We had confirmation that 2 attacks were carried out by this regime on Australian soil. So helping Iranians to finally get rid of this regime, this murderous regime, is not a war. It's a humanitarian aid. It's a rescue mission.
But Somayeh, while every Iranian I've seen in the streets have been celebrating this, as you say, and I've seen it in Europe, I've seen it in America, I've seen it in Australia. That said, I have also seen at least 4 Islamic centres in Australia holding ceremonies, mourning ceremonies for the Ayatollah Khamenei, saying, you know, he's a martyr and this is terrible. There are some Iranians here that are unhappy with this, aren't there?
Unhappy with the murder of the Ayatollah, or unhappy with the fact that some Islamists are mourning for the Ayatollah, for the Hitler of our time? Well, as Prime Minister mentioned yesterday, no one is mourning for this Hitler, for this murderer. And if there are people who are doing that, they're still the brainwashed and the and those who've been the victims of the soft war carried out by the regime, spending our oil money on brainwashing people to believe that they are the saviors of the world, the saviors of the marginalized, while they are killing their own people. 43,000 Iranians were killed on 2 nights for protesting for freedom, barehandedly, just protesting the regime, and the regime just easily killed 40,003 in 2 nights. That kind of a regime is not there to save anyone, but to murder.
Now, Donald Trump is calling on Iranians to now rise and topple the regime. But I just wonder how they can do that. I mean, we've seen in the last 2 months, if they try, they'll be massacred. I don't know. What do you think is going to happen?
I believe, based on what we heard from President Trump's message on Saturday, he pointed out that this regime will be gone soon, but he also asked people of Iran to stay at home, not to go outside because it is dangerous outside, and wait for the moment to come out and take your country back. The government is yours. So I'm hoping that message still is the same, because he hasn't mentioned anything. There hasn't been a new message out to ask people to come out now. And also, as Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi mentioned again following President Trump, that people will have to stay at home, stay safe for now, until the message comes from him as well to just take to the streets and take the government, take the country back.
But I'm not sure how the people are going to take that back. I suspect, well, look, the man that's now seems most in charge of those who are left seems to be Ali Larijani. He's the Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council. A pretty hardliner kind of guy, it seems to me. I mean, doesn't it worry you that he probably has the power to suppress any revolt even now and keep what's left of the regime still in power?
I do have an analogy here. This is a cancerous tumor. The cancerous tumor being Ali Khamenei. He's been surgically taken out. Now, this is the chemo treatment at this stage. We are hoping that the war goes on so long that all the cells are taken out of the country. And one of the biggest cells is, yes, Ali Larijani, as well as Mojtaba Ali Khamenei's son. We are worried about those two. Yes, they're capable of murdering people. What we are hoping is that those are also the next targets of the United States and Israel. By taking down as many heads as possible, as many officials as possible, we're hoping the base crumbles and those who have been supporting this regime start to realize that they cannot no longer continue killing people because now their heads are gone. So we're hoping the vulnerability of the situation helps the people to come back outside and take the country back. And until we know that Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi is back in Iran, on the soil of Iran, we are not sure yet if this regime has fallen. So that's the moment we can start genuinely celebrate the fall of a murderous regime after 47 years. And we're hoping we can get to that point by the help of President Donald Trump as well as Israel. The chemo treatment needs to go on until all the cells are gone and killed.
Somayeh Khani, thank you so much indeed for your time.
Thank you so much for having me again.